welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another Passion Talk on the Village Conversations. And thank you to my guests for today, Pholosho and Bontle. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that we'll get to know you guys better. I'm sure we will. And just unpack a little bit more about how your passion has actually turned into purpose, you know. I thought I was muted. So yeah, the other lady, I know the other ladies are maybe wondering where, you know, Thandi is. So Thandi won't be joining us today, unfortunately, because she's had some personal stuff that she needs to deal with. So unfortunate circumstances, but yeah, here we are. We continue still with Bontle and Pholosho. So my name is Refilo Ramatlhodin-Ndlovu, and I'm the host of the Village Conversations podcast. So this podcast is mainly about empowering and inspiring people, whether you're a mom, you're a dad, you're a sister, whatever role that you play. It's just a platform for encouragement and for inspiring people, Nje. So through these talks, I hope that more lives will be changed and transformed. And thank you to the guys who are always participating, the regulars, Sam and Ngateko. Thank you for joining me again. Yeah, so Bontle and Pholosho, I'll hand over to you guys for some mini introductions before we get into the meaty parts. So I don't know who wants to start. B or P? Okay, alphabetically. Bonte, please start.
Okay, so hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bontle Riet from Bontle Riet SA. I am 26 years old and I work at Tony FM weekdays between 9 and 12 on the morning lounge. So yeah, I am a young mother, as you just heard. I'm a young mother and I recently started my own business. Yeah, Bontle Riet Footwear, where I make high heels. I make and design. I design and make high heels. Thank you.
Thank you, B. Pholosho, please, mini introduction. You are muted. She's talking and she's muted.
Okay, sorry. Good evening, everybody. As introduced, my name is Pholosho Matondolo. I'm a chef, totally driven passion. I love what I do. So, yeah, I'm also a mom, a new mom actually, and I have a 7.5-year-old. Very busy guy, but yeah, we love him. And yeah, so I run my business, but as that's a little bit about me. I will explain more when it's my turn. So yeah, my age, since Bontle said how old.
If you want to, I mean, people are very, you know, sensitive about their ages. So if you want to, it's all good.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I actually like using it because that could also inspire somebody to say, oh, she's that age, so I can also still do it at my, you know. So yeah, I'm 35 years old.
35.
Yes, 35.
Okay. So the government is kicking you off the youth radar this year.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
All right. No, that's fine. Thank you so much, ladies. Without any further ado, our first speaker will be Pholosho. So I will just read her bio and then she will let us in on her story after this. So Pholosho is a passionate and dynamic chef. She's also the owner and founder of Pholosho's Kitchen Goodies, Born and bred in Seshego, Polokwane, Pholosho loved cooking from a tender age of 12 after spending loads of time in the kitchen with her mother, with her late mom. Pholosho is a fellow hospitality management graduate and is currently pursuing her master's degree in hospitality and tourism management. He is also a resident chef at CCFM radio station on the Food Friday program. She shares food ideas and recipes on radio, guys. Like, she'll let us in about this. How do you share food on radio on a Friday? So she's just literally on radio to talk about food, which is her passion. She has collaborated with a number of popular brands such as Tasty Rice SA, Olive Pride, Jimmy Sauce, etc. Her last magazine feature was in the Garden and Home as the entertainer chef of February 2020, just before lockdown or COVID hit us really hard. So P, I will hand over to you now to share your story with us. And yeah, please take it away. And the guys who have just joined, a warm welcome to you. Please do share where you are joining us from so that we know who you are and where you're from. Yeah, thank you. Pholosho, over to you, girl.
Okay. Good evening, small, because we have new people that just joined us. As introduced, my name is Pholosho Matondolo. I'm a chef, and
Sorry,
not
P,
just a
please
chef.
put your video on.
Always tell people. Okay. As I said, Pholosho Matondolo, a chef. I always tell people that I am driven by passion, and for me, cooking is an inner passion. It's a deeper passion. It's not just a passion. And one of the most important things that I say to people is that I carry a God-given gift, using it for His glory. And I believe that I've been gifted in cooking, and I am serving the Lord with it. Yeah. So a little bit about me and how I discovered the whole journey. As Refilo did say on the introduction, that I actually learned, I was blessed to discover my passion from an early age. I think it was because also my mom was a good cook, but I always tell people that I overtook her. I said that I discovered my passion from a young age. I remember even in school, I did hotel entering the subjects. And I then persuaded to, in varsity, where I did hospitality management. And but the funny thing is, in when I was doing hospitality, I thought I want to be just the manager. I wanted to be a person who would tell people only, no, do that and no, do that. I didn't see myself being a chef. I don't know why. I just thought, no, that's not me. I love cooking. The funny thing is, I really love cooking, but I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be the person, people to tell people, okay, no, mix that, don't do that. That was funny. But, I'm a very spiritual person. So for me, I think down the line, then God showed me, turned the wheel around. I'm like, child, that's not where you belong. And I want you to actually, this cooking part that I give, this gift that I've given you, it's what I want to use you, with. And I had the privilege of working in Dubai for a number of 4 years, and still in hospitality, but not a chef. In the front office, in the management side, a supervisor. So now even people from Dubai, when they see me cooking this side, they were like, what? Why didn't we put you in the kitchen? I mean, why were you hiding that? It's because I was in that thing that, no, I want to manage. I just want to manage. I don't want to be cooking. And I just I was just getting there, but not yet. you know. And it was I can remember very well, doing my in-service training. I think that was just before I went to actually Dubai. And during your in-service training, when you did hospitality, you in service training, you get to go, or maybe if you're in a hotel, you'll be in the front office side, you'll be in the reception side, you'll be in the kitchen side. So there was a time, I remember it was during the holidays, a friend, my cousin, was getting married. And we had planned as a family that we're going to do the catering for that event. And we went to do the groceries. And I'm thinking we're catering about 50 plus people. The day of the wedding, and because everybody, my cousins, my sisters, knew that Pholosho went to school for hospitality, they were like, we're still sleeping. Girl, you see yourself. And I'm still now there in my service training. I'm not a perfect, qualified chef or on hospitality, stuff like that. So I saw myself having to cook for 50 plus people. And our black weddings, you get stew, chicken, you get all of those things. And I just recalled what I was doing in service training. And I remember I catered for that wedding as if I was now the owner. I'm the chef, with all the garnishes, with all the bowls, with everything. And on that day, I told myself, that's when I discovered that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And today, I'm an owner I'm an owner of Pholosho's Kitchen Goodies, which is what I do. I'm a chef. I tell people I'm a private chef. I cook. I like more cooking for people privately in their homes, cooking the 3-course meal. Yes, I do corporate there and there, but I'm not more of a big kind of event. I prefer the intimate part, coming to your house, doing your 3-course meal, and serving you, and giving you the 5-star service in your own home. So this, I started to pursue it in 2017. And one of the reason I did that is because there was a time where I had a conversation with God, and I felt I was a bit stuck. There's a time in life where you just see yourself, you don't know where you're going. And I remember that year I was applying for a job to be in the hotel, in hotels there in Cape Town. And I said to God, Lord, I would know if I get a job or I be called for interview. Something like that, then I would know that you are telling me that it's our time to run. Okay, refugee noted, sorry. You are telling me that it's time that you start running or to do what I have called you for. And I remember I waited for until June, and I would get calls from those particular hotels, and they will ask me, what did you do in Dubai, and all of that, but there was never an interview. And then that's when I thought, okay, God, this is maybe you telling me that, my child, it's about time. So I turned my passion into purpose. And the year 2017, that's when I started to be full-time on business now. And I've realized along the years that I've now even discovered that there's more that I am doing, because now, before I actually say this, I like this quote that I found while I was starting. It says that when passion meets purpose, you become fulfilled in your role. And in your role, just not for you, also for helping others. Life has a meaning, and your life gets to have a meaning. You strive to do your best, and you be your best. And all this is because you feel like now you know what you have been called for. Purpose is what you have been called for. So I'm in the level, or in life, where I found that I'm doing what I love, and I'm no longer working, because the most successful people in life follow their passion, and they get to do what they love, and they no longer feel that they're working. Because one of the reasons that I'm mentioning this quote is because even when I started, it was not, oh yes, we make money, or there were sleepless nights. There was times where you know you want to have billing. Now you go getting somewhere, but then you find that no, or a lot of hiccups there and there. So, but because what kept me going is because I'm doing what I love. And in this journey, not only that I'm a chef, I run cooking classes. I always told, my conversation every year is that, Lord, I want you to put a stamp in everything that I do. Like, show me that indeed what you have called me for. And a stamp is that, Lord, I want, for example, brands recognizing me. Lord, I want the business growing. I want to be just in this level, that Lord, and that would show me that, Lord, indeed, I am still in the journey that you have called me for. So every year since I started in 2017, through the difficulty and the hiccups, there's something that I would have at the end of the year to testify about. That, you know, look, look, for example, I have collaborated with these brands. Look, I have had the privilege of being, you know, an entertainer chef in one of the biggest magazines. Look, now a resident chef at and in one of the biggest radio station in Cape Town. And all those things, I have to say that they came to me. I have to follow them, and run after them. And I believe it's all because of I'm running what I'm doing purposefully, and believing and being led by God. That is also important. Not just doing just because, not just doing just in J, if I have to say it. It's something that I feel that I've been called for. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. A chef, running my own company, and along the years, I also had the privilege of discovering an ice cream recipe that I actually have, that I sell, that people love. I've sold in different cities: East London, Pretoria, Joburg, Polokwane, Cape Town. And how it came about, it was a mistake already spent. And that mistake, God turned it into something that is bringing money to the company. And yes, it's called E-monate Ice-cream. And E-monate means it's delicious. So yeah, I think I might have said what I have wanted to say. If you have questions, please feel free to do that. And also, this is just to encourage somebody. Maybe you are here as well, and you would want to tour, or you don't know your purpose yet. You know, it's never too late to discover what you're passionate about. It's never too late to start. And for me, somebody could say that you need more capital to start this. I started from nothing. I started with just the gift, what I have, with my hands. And because I was just faithful with the little, now I see there's growth, and that is important. And when you start, don't think that in 1 year or 6 months you'll just make millions. It's a journey. Yes, some people can be privileged to make 1 million in a year, but we all have different journeys. And remember, with also God wants to trust you with a little, and then when He sees that you are faithful with that little, you can go somewhere. And I must say, Lord, in this journey, I'm learning a lot. It's not always, the wow. There are times, yes, I'm a human being where we make mistakes. There are times where you would go and you feel like, oh, I could have served that better. And so it's a learning curve. And along the years that I've learned, I've seen God come through in so many ways. I recently even had the privilege of serving celebrities, and it's an honor, it's a privilege, and I never thought that I would be here where I am. And yeah, I thank God. And so be encouraged if you are listening to me or watching this and you want to start something. So I need to finish now. So if maybe you want to also start something and you feel like you don't have capital, the little that you have, your hands, remember, you can start with just the little that you have and there will be growth as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, P. So thank you so much for sharing your story. You know what stood out for me actually is the fact that you said you are actually listening in on what God is saying you must do and what it is that you need to do and how. So for a spiritual person, I think that's very important. And here actually, as I was making the notes earlier, that you recently posted the behind the scenes image with a caption, and you said it gets messy, but we produce. And for me, I think maybe because I'm like deep, so I felt that was such a deep message. That's the way I interpreted it, and because most often life does get messy. And as you mentioned earlier, the impact of COVID on companies, on small companies also, especially on the food and beverage industry, hotels, that's the industry that you're in. So I felt that that quote or the caption was actually so, so deep, because when life gets messy, we tend to forget, the stuff that we need to be pursuing. And then because of and stress and our anxiety just peaks because of that, then we eventually quit or are even tempted to quit, on things that we know that we should be pursuing. Have you felt the need to quit during whatever challenges that you've been through, or have you not gotten to that level yet and will never, I guess? So
Okay.
please show your video. Oh, there you are.
Yes. So to be very quiet, with no exaggeration, to lie, anything, I do not remember any way or any time where I felt like I want to give up, even through COVID. I think, as I said, when you know that you are called for this, and regardless of whatever happens, it's like, I know that God, you will make a way. So it's I took it as the challenges I the most one was the COVID one. And I mean, they're hearing of big companies, big hotels closing up. The devil will bring the thing of, who do you think you are? Where do you think you in this hospitality? industry where you going, where do you think you're going? I had a moment where I asked God, what now? What do you want me to do? Because I don't think that you have called me to stop now. That's why I'm saying that when you know that you know that you know, you won't be moved. Even though to the world it can be a mockery, they can be mocking you, you know. But just because there is just something in their heart that does not shift regardless of what. So I don't remember that I had a time where I want to give up. And I remember also to share this during COVID, where I was also pregnant. There was a time where I had to do delivery service of 100 meals for a funeral. My goodness. That day, if I did not give up on that day, I would never give up again. I would never. That's one thing that I've learned also, that, you know, I had stuff, but I remember that on that day, one thing that I told myself that I would never do, I was the only chef. So I had people who I know who are, because they don't understand where you're coming from, like the chef world. Even when you try to say with time, let's do this, oh, this has to be like that. It's not easy to tell somebody who doesn't know who doesn't really know much about food to do something, unlike telling a chef. So one of the blunder was I had people who did not know anything about the food business, but I thought they would help me, you know. We were late on that day, and it was not a pleasing moment because I had to rush, and where I was rushing, you know, traffic, it was just overwhelming. And it had to be a point where the guest or the client was disappointed. Obviously, that affected my business. And I had to apologize in such a way that I had to refund a bit because I was late, you know. And so that was a learning curve, but I said to myself that it's something that I had to learn. And can you imagine being pregnant, so emotional? So it was just an emotional day. But I told myself I did not give up on that day. Never again. But after that, you know, I still told that client we wanted to go over and over apologizing. I had to bake some scones, take it to the family, you know, apologize to see that what happened. It was not intentional.
B, please do take us through your story from Pampilsa to the world. Let's hear about it. Over to you. Please show your video.
All right. There we go. Can everybody see me?
Please wave, guys, something, some reaction. And if you do have
Please,
something,
I need to know.
yeah, please drop them in the chat box or raise your hand to ask it verbally. But I think they can hear you. Your network, okay, Nkateko says, yes, we can. Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so my name is Bontle Riet, and I am from the Northern Cape, a small little town called Pampierstad, and that's where I spent most of my childhood, I'd like to think. I'm still very young, so yeah, don't mind me speaking as if Mona. Do not mind me. But otherwise, that's where I spent most of my life. I went to boarding school in the Eastern Cape. I studied here and there, dropped out twice, and I found myself in the radio industry. And I was so excited. I was so happy. And in that industry, I told myself, I am going to excel. I'm giving myself just 2 years, and everything will definitely work itself out. Ha, ha, ha. Within that 2 years, I managed to fall pregnant. And I think that's what I needed, because I started working at a community radio station, and within, like, if you are from a small town and you make it onto like a big platform such as a community radio station where everybody knows you, then you know every weekend is a Lala Voga weekend. You are eating your youth. That's what they always say. You are eating your youth. But it took a life-changing event to actually get me to find myself. And I feel like, yeah, I can't imagine my life if I did not fall pregnant at that moment. I honestly cannot imagine where I would be or what would have happened to me, because I always say it takes a big event, a life-changing event, be it a sibling, a parent, somebody in the family passing away or bringing life into the world. That's what it took for me to actually say, you know what, you need to change. You need to change. Also, it took COVID-19, but yeah. It also took COVID-19, but yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, I fell pregnant, and I was still working at the community radio station. I took my 4 months maternity leave. And within those 4 months, I just could not wait to go back. I don't know what kind of bug bit me, but I just wanted to go back. Like, I was so excited. I was like, yeah, 3 months, I feel like I'm leaving this bedroom. 3 months, I'm going back to work. I went back to work, and it was hard to, it was really hard at first, but I got into the rhythm once again. And then came COVID-19. And when COVID-19 came, with some community radio station, they give you something called a stipend. Yeah, a stipend. They make a difference. They make a huge difference if you are me. But yeah, it took COVID-19, my daughter, and me sitting at home thinking, it's been 3 whole months. I haven't received what I'm supposed to receive. What now? What's supposed to happen now? Because I can't go to work and say, like, I understand it's a community radio station. Also, I can't say COVID-19 must come to an end because it's a pandemic, this thing. I really can't do that. So I sat down one day and I was watching this one, trying to get into my high heels. I was watching her, like she likes big shoes. So I watched her try to put her little feet into my heels. And it took me back. It really took me back to growing up, because I was raised by a lot of women in my family. My mother was a young mother. So I was raised by my grandmother's sisters, my grandmother's sister-in-law, my aunts. I moved around to a lot of females in my family. So yeah, I'm powerful, I'm strong. I'm very strong. I am very, very strong. I come from a long line of strong women. So with that, it also, like, I sat down and I just remembered that all the women in my family wear high heels. I wear high heels. And this young one is also trying to put her tiny feet into high heels. And there is nothing. I've never heard, like, at that point. I'm hearing a lot of women come out and say, we make shoes, we do this. But at that point, I did not know of any who made, I'm going to need support. I'm going to need a whole lot of support, and I'm going to need people to buy. And where I'm at, where I come from, people they are very quick to bring you down and very quick to support you. But it's always the bringing down that gets you down. So I was sitting one day and my partner said to me, you do very well if you were not home, because if you're home, people are always going to want freebies. So why not move away, start afresh somewhere, build a new market somewhere, and see how it goes. And if it does not work out for you, you can gladly come back home. And I told my mother this, and she was like, yeah, my grandmother was also in on it. Yay, 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 yay. I got it. I got it on both ends. I got it on both ends. But fast forward to now, my business is running. We started in April, my birth month in April, on the 4th of April. Up till now, it's moving smoothly. I have no complaints, none whatsoever. I'm getting so much reviews. I recently made my first international sale. I'm happy, I must say. I think this is, yeah, finding your purpose and making it a passion. I am really, really happy.
That smile says it all. That smile says it all. It's interesting how
So any questions?
yeah, I just want to say it's just interesting how it all began, with you being raised by all these women and all of them are wearing heels, buying them from wherever. And you also fell in love with the heels. And now here you are with your own Healy brand. It's just amazing how things start. And like, I think what your partner encouraged you to do was actually very brave and courageous, but also on your end to actually be like, okay, I'm actually doing this. But then you quit your job. You quit your job. You quit your job. You packed your bags and moved to Gauteng, where you'd never stayed before. You left, like you literally left everything, your family, support structure, with a young baby. How has the transition been for you?
It has been something to remember, I must say, because for the first year, my mother was the one who was raising her. My grandmother, they played a huge part in her first year. So when I took upon this decision, I was like, you know what? I think it's only that I try it and see if I have any problems. Can I send her back? So my mother was like, no, not a problem, but try it out. And I must say, I moved on the 31st of December. That's when we got into the car and moved this side. The 31st of December, we moved this side. And for the first couple of months before I kickstarted my business, before it was in full swing, I used to complain so much. I think I'm not sure. Like, I know people say depression, but I think for a minute there, I might have just been depressed because there was a time where I would cry day in, day out because I just felt so, nothing is happening. I'm waiting for something to happen and it's not happening. Also, I just had so many things that were not happening at that time. But by March, I think everything was like, you know what? Love and light, everything is gonna work out. Because I pray a lot. I pray and yeah, I visit, like people always say that you can't believe in two things. But where I come from, we believe in two things. We believe in ancestors and we believe in God. So I communicate and I pray and I've done that up until now. And to this day, I have been very, very good. The only problem that I have is the terrible twos because Mugela over there is 2 years old and it's not easy with the tantrums. It's not easy, but the move was good. The move was very good. It's all good. It's all good. Promise you, all good.
Pitori matlhanyeng jwale. Ba re ke pitori matlhanyeng.
That's what they say.
I know where's Pitori no on 20 FM.
It's a problem because I'm always there and Kiwa Setswana Sakuchai, it's deep. They say it's deep Setswana, and it really isn't that deep. It's just the accent is deep. My Setswana is not too deep. I speak Setswana with the cherry on top, I'd like to think. But it's not that deep. It really is not that deep.
You probably speak it with a hong hong. You know, you guys from the Eastern Cape, from your flesh, a little spice in there.
We make sure. We
Yeah.
make sure. Yeah.
Great. And I was just about to ask you, how are you finding the balance now with the 2-year-olds? And just hear that Aza is busy.
Mugele is busy. She is so busy, but she's now a preschooler. I got detached. We managed to detach from one another because the bond was so strong. I was struggling to take her to preschool for the longest time. I was struggling. It was just like, who's gonna change her nappy? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna feed her? Who's going to? And then one day I just stood up and I was like, you know what? This has to happen either today or tomorrow, but within this week, she needs to go and be with other kids. She can't always be with me.
Yep.
And it was hard. It was really hard. The first day, she just bawled her eyes out. The second day, she threw a massive tantrum. And the third day, she was like, bye. So it's been, the balance is good because during the day, like I mentioned, I'm at 20 FM between 9 and 12. And after that, I still have like a couple of hours to myself where I can go and deliver some shoes or take them to Korea Guy or, you know, have some meetings with my guys and see what we can work on. So the balance is good.
Okay.
It's a very good balance over there. No problem whatsoever.
No, that's good. And tell us, why Pink Bottoms? I know your nickname is Mari Buseng, Mara. Why Pink
Yes. Well, because red is already taken and pink has always been seen as a feminine color. And for me, my grandmother's older sister had breast cancer, and you know, pink is associated with cancer. So for me, that was a bit that was like the big move, because at first it was like maybe blue bottoms, and it was like no, try yellow, no. And then I sat for a bit and I was like, you know what, pink. Because pink has so many things that are associated with it. But one most important thing that is significant to me is cancer. And apart from cancer, I'd like to think it's associated with women also, because from a young age, young girls are dressed in pink and, you know, we outgrow the color. So I just decided, you know what, that's the color that I'm going with. It is significant and it's a big color for women. So pink, hot pink. Yes.
What does Amari mean? What does Amari mean?
Amari is a blessing,
Oh.
right? It's an African name. It's blessing. It's a gift. That's why I could have easily named them Azania or Marang, but I just thought, you know what? For me, this is the first. Let's make it a gift. Let's make it powerful. Let it be a gift for me to other women out there.
Introduce us to the collection, Pella, please. Let's see.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Please, girl. Okay. Let's see.
Let's do this. All right, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, my baby. So this is my box, my shoe box.
Beautiful.
And well, I'm not going to show you everything that comes with the box. I'm just going to show you. These are my shoes. It looks black, but it's actually emerald green. Yeah, it's actually emerald green, beautiful color, hot pink, and it's got the name inside. That is that's the emerald green. Sorry, mommy. And then we have the black, Amari Pearl black, beautiful. Oh my goodness. And then we have the wine red.
Red wine.
Yes. Pink. And also Bontle Riet inside. And last but not least, we have rose gold.
That is stunning.
Pink. Yes. A lot of people always ask me, like, what are the inches? And I always tell them it's 12 inches. And they're always like, yo, it's too long. You must cater. I'm going to.
Yes, please. And there's also a comment here from Mang Nomvola saying, any chance of a ballet flat? Some of us will need crutches to work.
Soon. I'm working on them. It's just this is the first edition. So as soon as I get it off my hands, we'll definitely. I'm working on something, beautiful colors also. But for now, this is the main focus. The Amari collection is the main focus. But I'm going to cater for everyone. I'm going to make all sorts of shoes, loafers, and fashion-wise, I don't think I'm going to the smaller size is 3, but in the next collection, I'm gonna have size 2.5, UK 2.5. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of requests for size 2.5. So UK 2.5, I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it.
Please cater for us. And I also said this before. And Katago is
I'm definitely gonna cater. Yes. Thank you. I'm definitely going to cater. I'm not gonna just be high heels. We're also gonna make block heels. We're gonna make these I forgot what they call them now. The name just escaped.
Kitten.
Yes, kitten
Girl,
heels.
I'm a kitten healer,
sure
okay? I'm a kitten healer, so I will definitely know that they are called kitten heels.
I can't just be focused on high heels. I need to include all the women of South Africa, all the women out there. It needs to be an international
powerful step. We all want to take
it. It is all about the powerful step.
And
yes.
What's in the hashtag? Unpack it for us. What's in the hashtag?
The powerful step.
Yeah.
Okay, so I always talk about the elevation. Like when you move from your flats to high heels, there's a bit of elevation that you feel. Be it different shoes, like even if you are taking them off or you are from your tackies to slippers, you feel the,
even the posture changes.
Yeah, it just happens. It just happens. So with heels, the powerful step comes in where you take that first step. That's the most powerful thing. When you have just been elevated and you take that step, you can conquer anything. And I always say high heels change an outfit, whether you're just wearing jeans or sweatpants with a nice top. High heels, powerful step. It happens. It changes everything.
Hey, we'll start with the kittens, né? Some of us.
Definitely. No, definitely. Wait for them. They are coming soon.
We'll be waiting. Are there any questions from the floor? There's lovely comments. Please check the comment section. There's lovely comments for you. But thank you, Bontle. Amari collection looks stunning. We can admire from afar.
Thank you.
Oh, Okabeti says, beautiful story, Bontle. So relatable. It's always at our lowest where our purposes. God reveals our purpose. That's so true. Hey, and
thank you very much.
Just on this comment, actually, I'm reminded I wanted to poke at Pholosho. She didn't want to do the dirty work. Kanti, that's what she was called to do, to serve and get her hands dirty. Where is she? Is she back? Pholosho, are you back?
Yes, I'm here, guys. I'm here. Beautiful.
You were trying to run away from getting your hands dirty, and God was like, child, you gotta get your fingers dirty. So that is like servanthood. That's you serving and using what he gave to actually sweat, in essence. So I'm glad that you picked it up quite early and you were not fighting it. Otherwise, I'm sure you'd be very miserable now, doing management and managing this and that. Yeah. All right. And then I still had some questions for you, P. Hypo, but they're kicking us out in 10 minutes again.
Yeah, it's true. Then
But anyway, I think we've covered a lot of So one question, I'm always intrigued by your dishes. What the guys might not know is that you are a pescatarian, but you cook pork, beef, and all these things, and they look so yummy all the time. But You don't eat red meat. Kanjan, how do you do it? Exactly. Like, how do you do it? How do you do it? Do you taste just a bit, or like, how does it work for you in your kitchen?
You know, this question is I always get it, but I don't get it anymore. But I used to say I say to people that, remember when I started to be a pescatarian, I was really a meat eater, a real meat eater, and I stopped eating meat because I got tired. So I've been cooking for too long. So for me, once you start doing something for too long, you get used to how much this is enough. This spice is enough. This I know is this marinade. Yeah, you don't even get to taste them. So I don't want to lie. I don't. I don't. Wow. If my marinade is tasting good, I know that the meat will be all right. And I'm saying this with no exaggeration. I cook for people. You see, as you see, I cook for people all those different food. They will be my tasters, They will literally be my tasters. And I think it's another stamp that shows that God has called me for this. Yeah. It's another stamp for how you don't eat meat. Not that I'm allergic. I'm not allergic by choice. So that's why I eat cooking anything for anybody. Doesn't matter. I do eat or I don't eat it. It still comes perfect. And at times, what I will do with the people I'm working with, I'll just give them, take this meat. It's tender. And I would know it's tender just to verify how's the salt. Or I'll just take the sauce. But I hardly do taste, guys. I don't. And I have never had a problem where somebody or a customer or a client will bring back that, this food was tasteless, or this food, this and that, because I think my hands are already used to the many measurements. I'm already used to, I know once I put this together. And plus, I work with the Holy Spirit in the kitchen, so it helps me.
Okay, that's good. I always wondered, honestly, and I always forgot to ask you, how do you do it, Mara? Like, because when you're cooking, you're always tasting, salt enough, is that enough? But yeah. So they're going to kick us out. I don't know if if anybody wants to ask any questions before we close off. We've got 5 minutes to close off. There are no hands. So just on your final words, guys, what final words do you want to leave us with to the guys who are joining in and to those that will watch this at a later stage? Just some final words of encouragement, inspiration. Yeah. Pholosho, Sam is asking for master classes, cooking master classes. He offers that online, Sammy. I'm not sure if he is still here.
I'm here. Sorry. Hi. Sorry. Yes, I do online. One thing also about COVID, because I used to do these classes with different cities. Now I really do these classes also on online. So I'll just I don't know, maybe Philo will share my contact with you, or you'll follow me on my Instagram pages or Facebook. That's where you can get details, because I do run those classes almost monthly online.
Yeah, maybe also please just share them in the chat box there so that they can just save them somewhere.
Okay.
Bontle, please also do the same so that
sure.
they can follow your journey and know where to order the stuff. So final words, please, ladies. And Bontle, I would like you to speak to the youth.
Okay, from me. Yes, Rafika?
No, you can go ahead. But I can't see you.
Yes, I from my side. Oh, okay, sorry. Can you see me now?
Not yet. I think it might still be coming, but you can proceed.
Oh, okay. So for me, as I said, the most important thing is when you do it, you need to do it with passion or not do it at all. And because once there's no passion, you will just see even the journey that you will be running, it's easy to give up. Still no audio. Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. No, I think that's audio from.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yes, please proceed.
It's do it or not do it. Yeah, do it with passion or not do it at all. But everything is possible. There's no. It's never too late to start, and you don't need to have a lot of money to start. I believe that every single person is gifted. Every one of us is gifted, and I believe that every single person is called to do something. And it's never too late to find your passion and to start using it, making it a purpose. And when you start, don't give up. And as I say, I always say that for me as a spiritual person, I always involve God. And it's important that you get mentorship as well, because you cannot do it only by yourself. You need people that has been in the business, what you're doing, sometimes not necessarily them, but coaches, people that know, you need a coach. You need somebody who will reprimand you. You need somebody who will tell you, no, there's a slack.
Hold you
accountable. Yes.
Yeah.
So
we are less than a minute now. We are less than a minute.
Yes, I think that's it. You can do it, and then if I could do it, if I can do it, so can you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, P.
Please
say your last words, and I had asked that you speak for the youth. You know how the youth have tendencies of just wanting to give up when things are hard, and you know how there's that sense of entitlement all the time to say, if this thing is not working out, I'm just gonna leave it and maybe move on to the next one. Government will just provide. I wanted you to leave a message for the youth in your final words. Thank you, P, for that.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Ooh, it's a hard one. But listen, life is never easy. It really is not easy. You take it in your strides. You really do take it in your strides. Sometimes you hit rock bottom. Sometimes you're up high, but make the most of each and every experience, because it's a lesson in disguise. Like, it teaches you for the next time that something like that happens. So for me, all I want to say is you guys must take a powerful step. Take a powerful step. Yes, remember to pray, guys. Remember, prayer is important. Yes, if you if you pray, it's very, very important to communicate, because I find it very hard to speak to people about what I'm feeling or what I'm going through, and the only way I can express myself is through prayer or through a candle. So for me, that's the only thing. Communicate, make moves, take that powerful step, and everything will work out.
Yes, everything will work out. Osala Yopambili is where we are going.
Yeah.
With each step, we are going forward and not going backwards.
And they mustn't worry about batu ring. It's a really, really bad syndrome, that one. Hey, batu ring. Hey, if you're not gonna keep moving, We'll never ever make it. Leave batho ring. It's just
Yeah.
a syndrome. You get over it.
Yeah. I think it's that thing that also Pholosho was alluding to, that you don't have to wait for you to have this or that. You start where you are with what you have. Literally, that's what they've been saying to us this whole time. And we thought, hey, for me to start this and that, I need this, I need, now because I don't have these things, I can't even take, that baby step, which will get me closer to where I need to go. So yeah, thank you so much, ladies. This was a beautiful, beautiful discussion. And I got to know you guys a lot more
Thank you.
through this conversation.
Thank you.
Continue to doing the amazing work that you
Thank
guys
you for having us.
Yes, P, we can't see you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, sorry. No, okay, sorry, guys. Thank you so much to you, also our host, for it's such an honor for trusting us to be in this platform and speak to people. We don't take it light. So it means a lot. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies. And we'll chat soon. Hopefully someday we'll have a physical event, a jam-packed physical event. Yeah.
Yes.
Pholosho's team will cater for us. We'll step out boldly in the pink bottoms, Things must just come together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I can't wait.
All good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I'm so inspired to continue pushing now. Let's continue pushing and having these conversations, re-inspiring other people, hey? But I'm also inspired by your stories. Because when you get to sit down, you actually get to understand them even better, The stuff that don't get shared on social media are the ones that...
Thank you.
Yeah.
True. That's enough. Thank you very much for having us once again. This was incredible.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye.